How do everyone, and welcome back to Royville in 4Color. My name is Stefan, and this is where I go over my polls for the week. I read them and go over them, give you some recommendations, what I liked, what I disliked. I don't really like to say too much about what I disliked because, these creators have done something that I've never done, produce a comic, and I just love reading them, whether they're bad ones or good ones. Obviously, I like reading the good ones a little better. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go over my polls like I usually do, but I have 3 issues at the end that are going to go kind of head to head, and I'm going to let you know which one I like the most. I read these in order of anticipation. What I thought would be the worst book to the best book, the one I was too excited about to wait. So, without further ado, let's get into the first book. And the first book I have for you is Wolverine 46. And this is the Sabretooth War Part 6. So, this is written by Benjamin Percy and Victor LaVale. I don't know if they're collaborating, if one's writing more of an issue than the other one, because I know Benjamin Percy is pretty busy right now with stuff. And the art is by Corey Smith. Yeah. If you've seen any of my previous videos with these issues, yeah, I guess I'm just not really digging it. The issue's about them going to an island, Krakoa, to get a MacGuffin, which ends up, I'm just going to spoil it for you. Spoilers for all these books, but So, Sabretooth wants to go and find a depowering gun so he can shoot it at Logan. So he can kill him forever. And everyone's trying to stop Sabretooth because, the exiles are mad at him. And I didn't read the other stuff that led to that, so yeah. Okay. And the next book is Power Girl number 7. And looks like she's teaming up with Supergirl. And they are in medieval mayhem. It was a fun book. The art was really cartoony. This is written by Leah Williams, and once again, I love this name, Marguerite Savage. And the art was just really cartoony. Basically, it sees these 2 super ladies in a fairy tale land, kind of Dungeons and Dragons-esque, if you get that reference. And they need to stop the evil queen. Very fairy tale, and they were depowered, so they kind of had to do it on their own without their powers. I liked it. I thought it was fun. However, it kind of had a problem with, did it want to be for adults or did it want to be for kids? There were some jokes that I thought would not really be recommended for little kids reading this book. However, other than that, it was pretty good. It was fun, but Leah had a lot of exposition in this book. There was a lot of tell and don't show, and for me, that really kind of ticked down the quality of this book for me. However, I'm still really enjoying this run. I really like Leah Williams' writing. However, for this specific issue, this specific story, and the art, I thought it should have been a lot more show, don't tell. Okay, so that is Power Girl number 7. The next one I have for you is my lady here, Red Sonja. And another great cover for Red Sonja. This is number 9, written by Torun Grunbeck, and the art is by Walter Giovanni. This one sees Red Sonja continuing her trying to escape the wild hunt, which has been freed from the realm of the gods. And an army tries to attack her nemesis at this point, Kalun Gath. And I have been not liking this series as much. There's another series, a limited series that just wrapped up called Savage Red Sonja, and I've been liking that one a lot more. However, this one I think ticked it up a notch. The art is a little bit more kind of rough, a little bit more dirty, kind of more grim, which I think very, very well fits Red Sonja. The pacing was really good. The combat was really fun. The interplay between the characters was really good. And I think that this one just kicked it up a notch. So creative team, just keep rolling that ball down the hill and really picking up steam on this title. And I will be there till the end. All right. The next book I have is Alan Scott, Green Lantern, number 5. Now, I think this might be the penultimate issue of the series. Really like that cover, by the way. Really like the colors. It's kind of funny because there's the green light, the red light, and is this the yellow light? Maybe they're in fear? I don't know. I really like this cover. And I like that the lantern, the Green Lantern part is red, because in this story, Alan Scott fights his once love turned nemesis, the Red Lantern. And you kind of feel like something's happening between the two of them. You go into how the Red Lantern got his powers fully and what happened to him, and kind of a tragic background, obviously, as we want to have him be a little sympathetic. However, we find out in this issue that he is not the big bad. There is a group that is going to take him out and Green Lantern. And what are they going to do? Are they going to be able to defeat these big bads? And it was a very fun issue, really well written, a lot of exposition again. However, the battles were really good. I like the art. I think it very well fits a Justice Society of America book. And the Dream Team comes in at the end. We see that the next issue might have a lot of JSAers on the side of the Lanterns. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I am really going to recommend this series. I've really liked the 3 kind of that they've come out with lately. Jay Garrick the Flash, probably my least favorite of the 3, but a lot of fun. The one that just wrapped up, Wesley Dodds the Sandman, loved that series. That was great in my opinion. And then this one, Alan Scott Green Lantern, started a little slow for me, but it's really picking up steam and I'm really enjoying the read. All right, so the next book I have for you, we have 2 Batman books. So the first one is Detective Comics 1083. I'm really loving these Detective Comics covers. They almost could be paintings in and of themselves. Now, this is written by Ram V, and the art is by Ricardo Federic, and the also actually two artists, Ricardo Frederick and Stefano Raphael. And this one basically sees Bruce Wayne. He's been in the desert trying to basically find himself, to heal himself somewhat, and being moderated by Dr. Hurt. That's probably not a good idea. However, this basically sees the conclusion of that. And with that, if he's able to escape the desert, Bruce will be changed forever. Change forever? Everything's going to change? Really, Ram V? Yeah, let's see if you deliver on that. It is a comic book. You're probably going to have to give Bruce back the way you got him. But if you can do it, I'm there for it. I'd love to see something to see like what fundamentally changes in Bruce after this issue. Part of the issue is taken up with what's going on in Gotham and a continuation of the Renee Montoya, The Question, going after the big bad in Gotham to try to basically get them on the hook for a murder of a police officer. And I really like that. I really like The Question. It's just a very good detective story. And then at the end of it, he shows back up. The Bat is back in town. The Bat is back in town. Okay, anyway. So the Bat is back in town. And oh my God. Seriously? Look at that. Really? I mean, no wonder you're like an urban myth, because people would be just after you with insurance claims. Like, seriously, I can just see a guy coming out of a Dunkin' Donuts and being like, dude, that's my car. What are you doing? I'm only like 2 more payments on that. I live in Gotham, for Christ. Anyway, but yeah. So, interesting story. We'll see where they go with it. I think this is kind of the culmination of that part of the story, but we'll see where Ram V goes with this. I am digging it, so yeah, it's a recommend. I'm still digging this storyline. All right, so my next Batman book is a #1 for a small series, and it is Batman Dark Age. And there you go. And this is book #1. And it actually says book 1. I think it's a little bit more pages than a standard comic, but I didn't count them or anything. This is written by Mark Russell, and the art is by Michael Allred. Now, before I got this book, I have to do a little bit of explaining. Mark Russell is the person behind Superman, The Space Age, and it was really well received as far as I can tell. A lot of the people at my local comic shop really, really loved it. And when this was starting to come out, I did not hear anything but glowing, perfect praise for Mark Russell. And I must say that's great. I mean, I started to read the Superman Space Age, haven't gotten really through the first issue yet. This is kind of set in the 60s a little bit. This is a little bit what Gotham looks like, but then something happens in the book and it starts to get run down. It is a reimagining, a very stark reimagining of the origin of Batman. Spoiler, his parents still die, but that's about the only real thing in his origin that stays the same. So, yeah, I was even told by someone that if I didn't like this book, I could not be their friend anymore. If I didn't think this book was amazing, I couldn't be their friend anymore. Well, buddy, I hope we're still friends. I enjoyed the book. but I wasn't blown away. We've seen the Batman story many, many times. It's been done amazingly. This reimagining is good. I do want to read the next issue because the end of it made me wonder how they were going to do what they were going to do to keep the story going. But I wasn't blown away. I think I'm more interested in what's going to happen next as opposed to what happened in this issue. And this art reminds me of an old, I think it was X-Force. If I find a good representation of the art, I will put it here. I'm not really enthused with this art. I don't think, it might fit the concept that they're going for, but when it was in X-Force, I didn't really care for it then either. But I am going to stick with it. If you are a Batman fan, I definitely think you should pick it up. It just wasn't a perfect book. Sorry, hope we're still friends. Okay, so that's the 2 Batman books I have for you. And now we're going to go head to head. I've got 3 books that I specifically decided to read last. And these are going to be in the reading order that I decided that I would like them. And so for example, I liked one, and then I'd really like the next one. And the last one was going to be the best one of the week. And I'm going to go through them and going to tell you if that was true or not. So the first of the last 3 I have for you is Ultimate Spider-Man number 3. And we have the Green Goblin, Spider-Man, and Bullseye on the cover. I can kind of see what they're doing with these covers. I just don't like a lot of that negative space, but what are you going to do? So the creative team for this is Jonathan Hickman, famed Jonathan Hickman, and Marco Cicchetto. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Marco. If you want, you can come on the channel and I'll interview you and you can tell me your last name. So this is a series that I've been absolutely loving. I'm a fan of Spider-Man when I was younger, but I think kind of now his stories have kind of gotten stale for me, so I decided to pick this up, and I am actually, ironically enough, from a recommendation from the same person that was going to not be my friend if I didn't like Batman Dark Age. So, got one for you. Still friends? Okay. So this is a really fun book. We find out that the Green Goblin is after the Kingpin. So Spider-Man goes after the Green Goblin. And then Bullseye goes after both the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. A lot of good dialogue, a lot of good fighting. The art was really well done. I think it fits the book very well. And I really like the end, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's a little interesting bit between the Green Goblin and Spider-Man, and I'm not going to ruin it for you. This was a very good book. This is a strong recommend. But was it number 1? Let's go to the next one. The next one, you can know that I like this character, is Conan the Barbarian, and I think this is number 9. My gosh, just look at that cover. It just jumps off the page with rage and anger. It just is amazing. It is a powerful cover of Conan bleeding, ready to go, and I love it. So the creative team for this is Jim Zub and Rob De La Torre. And Jim Zub has been killing it. De La Torre is great in this issue. And it's really funny because this issue, Conan time travels. Yeah, you got that right. Time travels 80,000 years into the past and fights Kull. You heard me right. Fights Kull. And at first, when I found out that that's exactly kind of what happened, I was like, are we jumping the shark here? But it was so well done, we did not. I thought this was great. I loved the dialogue. I loved the interplay between Kull and Conan, these two like savage fighters going at it. And it was just a great time. And it is what you want to see in a Conan book. And I have loved every issue of this. And if they keep up this level of commitment, I am all for the next 100 issues. So yeah, Conan the Barbarian, number 9, very strong recommend. Our last book is coming up. And if you are a fan of the channel and have seen my videos, you know that I'm really digging this series. And it is The Penguin, number 8. I love that cover. It is just so good. The penguin toasting the bat symbol and to your health with a couple dead bodies around him. All right, this one is written by Tom King, who is knocking it out of the park recently, a big writer in the comics industry right now. And the art is by none other than Raphael de la Torre. And I thought that was very, very interesting. I want to check real quick. Maybe I got this wrong. You can see on the cover here that it says de la Torre. So let me look real quick here. Let's see. All right. So, nope. Here we go. Nice. I have to say, Raphael, keep up the amazing work. Let me go ahead and put this back real quick. All right. Wow. That's great. Anyway, so I just learned something right now. Okay, so this one shows the Penguin back in Gotham. And it's really cool because you have everyone's thoughts around him about them interacting with the Penguin. How he is, what they think about him. Also, there is a murder mystery around the Penguin's apartment. There's a bunch of dead people, and Jim Gordon is trying to figure out why they can't find Cobblepot. He's nowhere around. Yeah, there is a quietness about this issue that was just amazing. I really liked the thoughts going on in people's heads about Cobblepot. There's a scene he has with the Riddler, and most of the Riddler's thoughts are just riddles continuously going through his head. I thought that was great. He has a fun scene with Batman. And yeah, I really like Tom King's writing. And in this, sometimes he can, I think sometimes, no offense, Tom, Mr. King, you like your writing a lot too. But this was the perfect, I think, blend of not too much. And there was a quietness about this story because there's not really a lot of action in this story. It's just Cobblepot kind of going through his day with people interacting with him. And there was a subtleness to this comic that I just really, really enjoyed. And like I said about the Conan book, if you keep this up for 100 issues, 200 issues, I am on board. This is such a good book. This is, all right, I have to say it. The Penguin is the #1 book this week. The strongest of recommends. If you are not reading this book, we can't be friends. Just kidding. We can always be friends. I'm just saying, this is an amazing book. Tom King is knocking it out of the park. Really liked the art. I thought it was very, very fitting. And this one is a must read. From issue 1 to issue 8 so far is a must read. All right. Penguin #1. That's all my books for this week. Let me keep this one up here. The winner, shall we say, for our polls for the week. And if you like this video, hit subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and please like. And let's see, what can we do for the comments? Do you think that the Penguin should have been the #1? Did you like any of the other covers? Do you disagree with me about Batman Dark Age? You can. It's okay. That's how we interact. But until then, remember what your mom always said. If you gotta be a dick, be a Grayson. All right. Keep reading, everybody. Thanks for watching.